Hi, this is Vishal, and now we have another session of the day, that is how we can use the recycler view in our Android, but using the Kotlin, and how we can use this recycler view with the card view also. So that's the scenario. And if you go for my previous tutorials a few days back, I uploaded the same things, but for the Java. Who working in the Java can go for that. How we can use the complete view model be as in a live data. But nowadays I'm working on the Kotlin and making a tutorials for you so you can implement the things in using the data binding in your projects very easily. So the same scenario what we did in Java I will implement for you in a Kotlin, and it's the same thing, but yeah, it's easy to go for the Kotlin also. Those who are working in a Kotlin can use it. And also, I have seen your comments. I'm very thankful for those comments, and will give you the, solve your queries in my coming sessions as we did it in my previous tutorials also. So let's start this tour and see what's the result of the recycler view. And the most important thing is, as we do the binding adapter for the image view, how we can implement in the Kotlin using that binding adapter, and that get access the image using the Picasso also. So that's the scene we have to cover in our Android Studio. So let's start it in Android Studio and see. Okay, so this is our Android Studio, and in which we have to make our Kotlin examples. So here you can see that the first and foremost things, as we discussed, we need a Kotlin Android extension, and you have to put this Kotlin capped. And after that putting, we need a data binding enable is equals to true. And the rest of the things, we have a card view, recycler view. If you want to work with a retrofit, you can go for that, but I'm not using in this video the retrofit. In coming video I will show to you how you can use it. It's very simple, but if you want to work, you can see my Kotlin retrofit in a login view. That's the same. And I want to work with here in the Picasso, so I'm using the Picasso also. And the last is your capped generate stubs is equals to true. And we need a view model and the live data also. So these all be ready for us. And now this is our inner layout, and in inner layout it's a simple, very simple. We have a simple design here. uh, just we have to change, so in which we have a simple card layout, and we have to work this one. So this is our card layout, and we can say it is a card view also. So in which we have a image and two texts, one for the description and one for the title. And this is our activity main, in which we have a simple recycler view that we have to get access, and this is our main activity, so nothing else. So we have to start, and as we started with the packages, so we have to create the base of this. If you want to work with the retrofit, you can make a remote package here, just, but I'm using the view model and the model. So this is our view model package. Then we have to go for our model package, and then the third thing is we have to create adapter. Very simple. Okay, so let us start the tour with the model. And here we can say that we need a model. Model is our Kotlin file, and I am using the category, just the same example as we did it in the Java. I describe you here in the Kotlin. So in a Kotlin, what we did, we simply say the category, and this is our class category. Yes, and in which we have to use some variables, and the variables we have a var id, var title, var description, and var image path. Okay, and these things we need a constructor for that to handle these things, because of you have to pass the constructor from your main category view model. So that's be easy. So this is our constructor in which we have to pass the things. So this is our simple category. Okay, so this is our ready, and now we just copy it because of we need it in our view model. I will describe you without these variables on the Kotlin or in the Java how we can get access the complete model in your uh, view model. So this is category view model. Okay, so this is our class category view model, and this is our view model. Alt enter. Yeah, this is our life cycle view model. So this is the red, that means either we can use the primary constructor or we can use our secondary. So first I will describe you how we can use the secondary, and on your adapter I will show you how we can use the primary. So the same things be here, and this is our constructor super. It always be leave it a blank constructor, because of when we call it from the main activity we need a blank constructor to call it either a primary or either a or secondary. And the second one is we have a need a parameter passing, so you have to create a constructor, generate a second constructor. Okay, just before that you have to copy those variables. Now we need a parameterized constructor, so that's be good, and we need all these values be here, and so do not go with this. I am going with your category category. Sorry, it's a category. You will see that where is your category. Yeah, this is the category. Okay, and you can say that category dot id. Copy this, paste, paste, paste. Okay, so this constructor be ready for us, and what we do for the mutable live data. So as we did it on the same, we have a array list, and here you can make it as a mutable live data, and this variable as a mutable live data. And which kind of live data we want? We want an array list, that means a complete array list of which kind of complete array list? Category view model of category model array list. So that's we can get access, and also we need an array list in which we have to get access our values of the category model. So we can make it as in a category view model kind of array list. So the two things be ready. Now we need a function, and in this function we need a get we can say it function name is get array list. Simple. No, and here we have to return these things, so we need a mutable live data, and this is your array list, and this is your category view model. So that's the things we needed, and we have to return what? That's our array list live data. So the function be ready. Now I will show you how we can make our simple category and then push it in here. And one more thing, if you want to the retrofit call, then you can play with this, like as in the same thing I described in the Java in my previous tutorial. Okay, so here we need a category 1, and that category we are category and this is our id 1, this is our title 1, and this is first, and image path is your image 1.png, whatever your image name. Okay, and you just copy this, shift and once this we copy, you can make it as a second variable, and in the second variable what we do, we just make the id v2, means this kind of get data you can get from your web services. So this is our second, and image will be same. So these two categories be ready, so we need to have hold a category view model 1 sorry, and this is our category view model, and this category view model be as in a category view model, and category view model in which we have to use that category 1. This is our second model, maybe this kind of multiple models before you. Sorry. So here you have two values, and this is our array list. Here we have to add the element, the first element viewer category view model 1, and then just we copy it, and this is true. And here you have to set this values as in a live data dot value, and that value be your array list. Okay, so this method be ready for us, and now whenever we call it, and also we have to bind the image here, but I don't want to go with this at this time, leave it, because I will show you once it be comes on a screen, and then we go for that special, because of there is a little bit trick on a binding adapter. Now whenever you have to call these things, first we need it a simple, if you want to get access that recycler view, so we have a private recycler view, and that is where, sorry, recycler view, and this is our recycler view, you make it as a null. Okay, and we need adapter b also, but once we have to create these things, then we go for the adapter. And what we do, this is our recycler view, and that recycler view be like a find view by id, and that view by id is your r dot id dot recycler view as recycler view. Okay, so you can get access to things in a Kotlin, very simple. And one more thing, we need a variable category view model, and that category view model be as a category view model, and we get access the view model providers, and that providers dot of this screen we have to work dot your get, and that get we have our category view model class, and double colon and class dot java, so that we can get access the category view model. So category view model dot get array list and dot observe this comma observer, just leave it. Okay, and we'll describe you how we can get access or put the adapter. So we go for the adapter at this time, but before that we have to use a inner linear layout. So you can go for the simple layout, and in this layout what we do, we have did many times. We have a data, and data class is your data binding, or we can say it category binding, we can say. Okay, so the goods, if you go for a category binding, and once it's be ready, you need a variable, and that variable be your category model, and this is your com dot example dot admin dot model category model. That's easy. Okay, and then you have to put this layout as in below of your complete card view, and also you have this namespace be at an top of your layout. That means here. Okay, so this the things be ready, and we need a text. Do not go with the image view at this time, leave it. We need a text, so here you have to create a text, and text is your at. Here this is the category. Sometimes it show and sometimes maybe it get issue. So this is our category model, and in this category model we make it as dot your title. Okay, and just copy that, and this is our description. Okay, so we have to rebuild it because of we need this class name be on my uh, adapter. So this is an important category binding. So once it rebuilds, so it get access the class there. Okay, so it has done. So we go for our um, adapter. So in this adapter, again a Kotlin file, and this is your custom adapter. So this is the main part of your Recyclerview or any grid view, that's adapter. Because of in adapter we can get how we can get access the things. That's one, and once the adapter be ready, we can call it anywhere. It's very simple adapter. We can just copy paste it and just render the views wherever you want for the recycle, either in a Java or in your Kotlin. So I will show you here how we can use the primary constructor also, and so what we do generally with the Recyclerview, we need the two important things. One is your view model, that is we can say it hmm, we can get access the view model be here. So whenever we create the class of the adapter, the most important thing is we have to bind the data, and we need a custom view for that, and that's be here a view holder kind of data, and view holder class custom class we can get access in our custom adapter. So here we need a class that is called your custom view, and this custom view be a kind of, this is your val category binding. Yes, you can see that because of we once we can rebuild it, you can get access the category binding is here, and this is the important class that I'm talking about, recycler view dot, and this is our view folder. Okay, because of that's the difference between the list view and here the recycler view. Here we can use the view folder. It uh, make faster to get access the things be here to we can say it to scroll the things be here. So a lot of stuffs be there. I described in my previous tutorials very much. You can learn from that. So this is our category binding, and that is V for root. Okay, so this is our base. This is our primary constructor in which we can call the two things. And now here we have to create a bind function, and it is a category view model. Okay, and we have to bind the category view model. So in a very simple, what we do, this dot category binding and dot category model as in a category view model. Easy. Now category binding dot execute pending bindings. Very simple. So this class be ready. Otherwise, when we created before the data binding, we need all the taxes here, all the inner layout values here, then we get render the things there, lot of stuffs be there. And here very simple, and I have to pass some values be here. So this is our primary constructor. You can pass it here or can create a secondary also. I need a context. This is our context, and this is our private val array list, and this array list be of which we have to pass category model. So that's easy. And also we have to extend this recycler view dot view oh sorry, it's adapter. Yeah, so we need a custom view. Okay, and as we know that this is the class, so we can get access the things here. And why it is red? Because of we need to implement some methods. So these three, now everything is fine. What you want? Sorry. Okay, we'll see it, no worry. It's a spelling mistake. Sorry. Okay, so on create folder, what to do generally, we need a layout inflator, and that layout inflator be here dot from parent dot context, and here we have a val category binding okay, so what is this category binding, and this is your data binding util dot inflate, and here we have a layout inflator comma the secondary is your r dot layout dot inner layout. First to alt enter, and this is our parent and this is our false. Okay, so this is our category binding be ready, and what we have to do generally, we have to return it with a custom view and that custom view with your category binding. And here we have to return your array list dot size, get item count. And finally we have to work with the on bind view holder. So on the bind view holder, what to do, you again need a val category view model, and that model be your array list. We have to bind the positions. So we simply, because of one particular position, which model be here, just like one model for the array list 0, second model as an array list 1. So that's be your values. And here on a holder class you can say bind, and that bind be your category view model. So that's be easy. So now our adapter be ready. All these things we have to call it in your main activity. So what to do, private, this is your where category, okay, make it a custom adapter, and the same thing, recognize as a null. Okay, now what to do, because of we need to push these values, because of we are getting the data in get array list as an our view model. So for that you can say it is in a custom adapter, and that custom adapter be your this at main activity, because of we have to call this. And also we need one more field here, that is your category view models and this arrow. So we can get access these model values be here, and we can check it whether it is null or not. So this is a very simple structure of calling this custom adapter be here, and this is our recycler view, check the null, set layout inflator, layout manager, or we can set layout manager equal to manager, but I will show you how we can use this also. Set layout manager, and in which we have to call the linear layout manager, and this at the main activity, alt enter the layout manager. Very simple. It's just using I just did to copy the things as we did it in the Java, so you can check the discriminations very easily, what's the small changes be there. So here this is because of whenever we can call our recycler view, you know, well, we need a kind of manager, linear manager or layout manager on that case. So set adapter, or we can set a simple adapter also, but I will show you how the both works. Adapter, and that adapter be your custom adapter. Okay, so once we check it, our text view be render here, then we go for the images. So let's see and call this be here on Genymotion, and then run that. Okay, so let's see what's the answer. Yeah, so you can see that here we have rendered two things, two card layouts, title 1 and title 2. So what about the image view? So let I'm showing to you how we can work with the image view. It's a little bit different from what we did it in a Java. So you have to create you have to go for your category view model. So here you have to create below your the class where your class be, and you have to go in a simple area, and you can create, or you can make a simple kt file also. mm, that's be object, okay, because of it's never we create a static context for the binding adapter in Kotlin. So this is the way I'm showing to you. It's a binding adapter. We can give any name to this, and here in this binding adapter we can say it is at JVM. Yeah, it's a JVM static. That's good. And below on the JVM static we have to go for the binding adapter, and here whatever be your Android, that is I'm using the Android source. So you have to pass the source, and in this source you can create your function, that is a function set image URL, and in which you have to pass the things as an image view, or whatever where you want to render it, and this is your URL, and that URL always be in a form of string. And once your function be created, you have to put your Picasso dot with, and that Picasso with your view dot context, and whatever be the context you have to load your URL, and alt enter, and dot, what we did a placeholder, and that placeholder be dot driver dot I have at this time the user, and dot your into view. So that's very easy. You can go for this Picasso. Okay, once this is function be ready, that means main purpose is JVM static, because of we can never create a static behavior, because of if you watched my previous tutorial, I using the static function for this binding adapter and then get the things be there. So that's the main motive I today's session, that how we can use the binding adapter. And if you want to check the path, whatever be your path return here for the function, you can get say the get image, because of once we set, and here we get our image URL, and that is your string. Wait for a minute. So in this URL we need a string kind of URL, so you return your image path. So this is get URL, that is inside the class, but it is outside the scope of class. You create object image binding adapter, and binding adapter be your Android source files, and then you can get that source be on your layout wherever be your image. So for the binding image, what to do, you go for your inner layout, and I want it be just let's go for your source. So what to do, you can say it is Android source, and that source be at category view model dot image URL. Okay, so by this URL you can get access to things. Now let's see what happened. Okay, so let's see what is the value. Yeah, you can see that this is the view it rendered to you, and that's an awesome, very easy example by which we can render the things. The main thing is you have to work with a custom adapter, and number two is how you can use your this bind value to the images. So we'll come on another session of in the future that will be your grid view with the Kotlin and the others. But the main purpose is how we can use the custom adapter on in all cases. Once these custom adapters be ready, you can just simply use the data binding and reuse it, this component. Okay, so we have to wind up for the day, and we'll come on with the new session with a new day. Thank you so much.